to another installment of Arcadia Fallen. Every time I do that intro now, because most of my last year was spent Let's Playing Flowers, I almost say, welcome back to Flowers. I'm still just in that mode for some reason when I say those words, because I did that for like 80 plus videos last year and my brain still almost goes to it. But welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. The last time we were together, we were busy. We infiltrated the Forgotten Library. We learned that Michael was an archivist. So much history going on, and our future wife almost got her soul stolen, but we prevented that shit. So, without further ado, I do believe this game is in real good go mode now, so we are gonna just jump right back in and get into things.
Okay, so here's the plan. Since Ronan still believes we're clueless about his next target, we have an edge.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna set up a plan where we are going to use either Quinn or her shop as a decoy, or their shop as a decoy to lure Ronan out, because we know that Quinn is very likely Ronan's next target. We are going to prepare and be ready for when he strikes.
Really?
That seems like quite a lot. What do you intend to do? Stake out my shop? If necessary, that's what we'll do. Oh my.
About that.
I bet Polly can make some alchemy potions that will be helpful for fortifying the shop. Let me in! Let me in! Drop me into the potion shop. Let's go. I know how it works. We'll trap him for sure. Maybe you should leave town for a while, Quinn. You could visit Eridos for a few days. Then you wouldn't be in harm's way.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to hide away. What would my customers think if I just up and vanished like that? Oh, what about the library? I don't know. I mean, and I think that's not a great idea because, you know, Ronan knows where the library's at. He's probably got a pretty good handle on that one. We can set up a base for you down there. Surely that would be safer.
Look.
It's not like the library is impenetrable. Ronan has already proven himself capable of entering it despite its protections.
How curious.
Yeah, this is also a question. Only someone with the blood of an archivist should be able to open the door, correct? How did he get inside? Maybe he's just really good at circle puzzles. Those really impossible circle puzzles that no one could ever figure out in 2 minutes.
Huh.
That's what I'd also like to know. There's still much about our demon friend that remains unclear. Maybe we should go and talk to Kim again? He might be able to give us a bit more insight into his brother's behavior.
Well,
If we can find him, that is. He usually comes to us, not the other way around. But I agree, it's worth looking into.
this is the plan.
We will bolster our defenses, learn more about the enemy, and finally set the trap. A simple but efficient strategy. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find a way to complicate things. That's our job! If Double D does anything well, we complicate things. Remember the cheese for the trap? And we're good. Victoria sighs. I'm never gonna be tired of her sick of everyone's crap face.
Is something wrong, Victoria? You look like you want to say something.
Merely waiting for the gloating to start. Go ahead.
Gloating?
Call me a hypocrite.
You should know by now.
I don't know. Yeah. This is not the guy.
Misfortunes.
Which somehow just makes this even more frustrating. I criticized you for going against orders, and now I went and did the same. Just like that time.
Victoria, Out of all of us here, you have proved to be the one most capable of dealing with problems with a level head and a calm mind.
It's definitely not
What
me.
happened between you and the hunters, I can't say I understand. But I do know that no matter what we might be facing in the future, I trust you to steer us in a just direction.
Anna's right. You really are soft as a jellyfish.
You don't say.
However,
Aww.
I think I needed to hear some soft wisdom for a change. Thank you, Caden.
Anytime.
Aww. I think that he's absolutely right about her, though. I get the feeling that, like, yes, she is absolutely stern and she is going to play by the rules, but, like, she has a point where she knows that something has to give. Something can be too wrong for her. Like, something can be way too rich for her blood, as evidenced by her leaving the hunters for some reason. And I think we may be getting a clearer image of what that may be, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So what do we got? We can go hang in the library with Michael and Victoria. We can go talk to Caden at the flower shop. And we can go hang out in a garbage can with Mime. And there's something here, too. What do we got here? What do we got at the shop? I need to do alchemy anyway. You find Victoria in the alchemy shop together with Elizabeth.
So, it is you, then. The spirit alchemist?
Yep. We also found that out.
The people never were that creative, picking names for their so-called heroes.
It's such an honor. You were knighted before all the paragons. They gifted you a silver chalice, the highest award for military service.
And she seems none too happy about that and wants to be as far away from it as possible for some reason.
And it makes for a fine paperweight, but isn't worth much else.
I don't understand, but why are you here? You could be the highest ranking officer on the continent, maybe even petition to be a paragon yourself.
Lord, Elizabeth is very decorated.
Don't fool yourself, Victoria.
Victoria, if you haven't noticed, the government kind of sucks.
I might not be a mage, but anyone who has been as close to magic as I would never have been allowed into the inner circle of the capital.
But
the world is a complex place, Victoria dear. I have many reasons for being here. Much like you have your own reasons for being in Alithia's employ, instead of with the demon hunters.
Victoria leaves the shop, shooting you an odd look on her way out.
Here for some more training.
Yep, let's do it. Oh, geez. Okay,
I wonder.
Didn't think I'd ever see the day where Victoria was acting starstruck. Her admiration is misplaced. I'm no hero, despite what the Empire may have said.
If just...
Polly, I am so sorry for all of this. When I took you in as my apprentice, I had put that life behind me. I never wanted for you to get tangled up in any of that. Will you forgive Elizabeth? I mean, yeah, I pretty much understand. I understand what she was trying to do, but I forgive her. I am still hurt that she would keep this from me, but I also... see, I don't know how you could be hurt over her wanting to keep something like this away from you when it's like, this seems like a really big deal. I feel like this is a thing you hide because you really kind of have to. I can't forgive her for keeping all that hidden from me. I do like that you have the options to kind of just play this kind of crappy, spoiled asshole, though. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
It's okay, Elizabeth. I understand. This doesn't change my opinion of you. You're still my teacher.
Hmm?
Polly? You're just...
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Your teacher clears her throat and straightens up. and tells me that you managed to tap into the demon spirits during your fight with Ronan last night. That is good. Your skill has progressed much faster than I could have hoped. With this, you will be able to create potions that are exclusive to a spirit alchemist, though I must warn you, using such volatile energy can be quite dangerous if not handled correctly. What, you mean like I might blow out the weapons in a shop or something? I said weapons and I meant windows. Thank you, dyslexia. Yeah, I just completely fumbled a joke there.
About that.
I mean, the shop already blew up once. All right, you know what? My character can make the joke for me, and she doesn't have dyslexia.
Letherus mercy.
Let's try not to do the demon's work for them. I believe it would be wise to start by teaching you how to make protective wards. With your new abilities, you should be able to make some strong enough to keep even Ronan at bay. However, I'll need you to check in with Quinn to pick up more ingredients.
I'll do it.
Okay, I'll go right away.
Thank
You, dear. Once you return, I'll teach you how to use those new powers of yours. Hopefully, without ruining the shop.
Thank you, Victoria.
What are you scheming now?
No scheming, I swear.
I don't believe that there is a
I'm
moment in
really
this guy's
grateful
life where he is not
decided to keep
scheming.
the library a secret.
Also very
For
cool
now.
of her, yeah.
Don't kid yourself. This is a temporary solution to give us an edge with our mission. Once the demons are stopped, I have to report this to Alethea.
And I shall spend the time you have granted me wisely. I won't forget this.
Just don't go and do anything stupid that would force me to turn you in.
I promise. You know, I knew from the start that you would be quite the formidable foe to face. I hadn't expected you to be a formidable friend.
Speak of it to no one.
My lips are sealed.
Dang. Alright, I think I'm going to ship those two. It's my head canon that I'm going to militantly push on everybody else. And when they don't agree with me, I'll unfriend them and never talk to them again. That happened to me once. Somebody literally got butt mad that I didn't agree with some ship, or I didn't see it as like canon. I was just like, okay, that's cool. I'm glad you like that. That's not what the material says though. And then they literally stopped being my friend. It was pretty great. What up, Mime?
So...
Oh, hey! You're not in the trash can. You found the kid.
This time around?
We're gonna try.
That's the plan. And afterwards, we're going to find a way to bring him back to the way he was.
That's amazing, Mime. I never thought it would be a spirit who'd end up helping me get him back. But I'm grateful.
You seem to be handling this a lot better already.
I gotta say, for a kid that's going through everything he's going through, I think he's doing a pretty admirable job of keeping it together.
You don't look scared of me anymore.
Well, I'm still a bit scared. But you've been nothing but nice to me. So I really shouldn't be so suspicious.
Yeah, I'll eat you though.
It's just that my brother has always told me to stay far away from spirits. That they're dangerous. He never even let me enter the forest on my own.
That seems a bit...
I know. I didn't question it growing up. But now I can't help but wonder what made him so afraid. It might have something to do with my parents' death.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
You think a spirit?
Ronan never wanted to talk about it, and I was very little, so I can't remember. But it would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Why he hated you all so much.
Kim, I'm sorry.
Huh? Why are you sorry? Even if it was a spirit who killed my parents, that has nothing to do with you. Talking with you, it's clear that my brother was wrong. Spirits are a lot like humans. Some are bad, but some are good too. Just because one spirit did a bad thing doesn't mean that all of you are bad. Good spirits like you shouldn't suffer because some turned bad. That isn't right.
Boy, wouldn't it be great if only the world could just think that way? I love that I can only find people, you know, like this mode of thought usually only ever comes up in video games these days. It's just so much mob mentality, or so much one person did a bad thing, so every person associated is bad. Ugh, it's really tiring.
Kim.
I just noticed the time. I was supposed to pick up a package for the baker. Oh no, I gotta run. See you around, Mime.
Spirits are like humans, huh?
Hey, how's it going? We ain't got time to be talking to stupid kids. God, Mime, get your head in the game. I see you're having fun. Didn't take you for being such a social butterfly, Mime.
Huh?
I like people when they're not either running away from me or chasing me with pitchforks. Oh no. I was so excited to tell him about our plan, I didn't think to ask about his brother. You know, following the plan is a key element of the plan, right, Mime?
Come on.
I know that. This is just a minor setback. I'll hunt him down again in no time. Oh, the crowd's kind of thick, though. I'll find him, though. Don't worry. Mime rushes off.
Here, Michael. I have something for
Aww.
Sweet roll?
Mime,
I
did
didn't
you?
realize I was being such a bad influence on you.
you. I paid for this, unlike some people.
She grunted for some
It's
rolls.
just, after everything that happened with the library, you look like you could use something to cheer you up.
Aww.
Was I really being that transparent? Or perhaps you are more perceptive than I gave you credit for.
Huh?
Thank you, Mime. And don't worry, I'll be fine. Besides, how could I not be?
Oh.
With such lovely friends looking out for me.
Oh,
When you
man.
say it like that, you sound like you're gonna
Yeah,
get yourself
I was
in
gonna
more.
say.
Only good trouble.
Michael over here raising some flags. He's raising some flags in my mind too, where it's just like, I don't know. You just be like, I don't know whether it's just incidental writing and those scenes kind of maybe pop up at random or whatever, but I'm wondering now if like he's just laying it on with this friend stuff because maybe like he's gonna go rogue and do something himself, because again, this whole this whole Forgotten Library thing is obviously very important to him and his past, and I have a feeling that he sees the way that we are going to approach this as a way that's going to obviously be bad, because the government will eventually be involved if Victoria does talk, you know. She's gotta, like she said herself, that she's absolutely going to go over the details of this once we kind of wrapped up our plan with Ronan. So it makes me wonder now if he's off to kind of like, he's already, like, again, Michael is a schemer, so I don't think I'm wrong in thinking maybe this guy is gonna go, he is going to go rogue on us at some point and have a different plan. I don't think he's necessarily going to be villainous or antagonistic toward us, but I do think that he is going to be involving himself in a way that is going to be different from how we are handling things. We could visit Quinn, or we can visit Caden is protecting Quinn at the flower shop. Visit Quinn in their shop. I like how that's just a very serious sounding. Whoa. Like, why is that there? That's like the very serious decision time. You enter the flower shop and aren't terribly surprised to find Anne already here. Well, why wasn't she there? Like, why didn't she pop up? I would have went anywhere she's at first. You did not, however, expect to find her and Quinn arguing. Uh-oh.
I
just don't understand why you are being so stubborn. The shop will be fine if you leave for a couple of days.
No, she's not budging. No, they're not budging.
I'll even
I've done
water
that
the
twice
plants
now.
for
I'm
you.
terrible. Please cancel me. Aw.
While I would love to see you try your hand at gardening, and this isn't just about the plants, and you know that.
I can't believe this.
Obviously. This is about your safety. Staying here is a huge risk to you, so why?
Because I'm not like you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm gonna have to make an ugly decision. I'm gonna have to... Oh, no! No! You cannot put me between these two people.
I'm not gonna run away as soon as an obstacle presents itself.
Oh, jeez. Anne looks struck and Quinn winces.
And
Yeah, that sounded a little
Sorry.
crazy. I know that she,
That was
like,
uncalled
I feel
for.
like Anne is trying to be overly protective because one, she knows what we're dealing with having gone to the academy, and two, she's felt the effects of what's going on here. She literally almost got Shang Tsung'd herself. So I think that, like, her I feel like she's in the right here for being worried, but I do understand that Quinn wants to stand their ground. Anne turns on her heel and leaves the shop, pushing past you without a glance. Yeah, oh boy. Quinn, you were very mean to my girlfriend, my future wife. What was this all about? Quinn sighs and leans against the counter.
well, that didn't go the way I planned. Sorry. You had to see that.
It was kind of uncalled for. I get why everybody's kind of...
Are you okay? I don't think I've ever seen you snap like that before.
It's like, this is Quinn literally holding back years of being discriminated against and kind of think just let it all fly on Anne there accidentally. I think somebody doesn't have a good outlet for their discrimination anger.
I try to always stay calm in these kinds of situations. But Anne, I care about her a great deal. And sometimes caring means being incredibly angry and frustrated with each other. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I've had situations like that where it's like somebody's obviously being very stubborn over something that you both are passionate about and you both probably have good reason to be, and it can lead to some unfortunate sparks.
It's not the first time we've strayed into this particular argument.
I can imagine why.
I'm not proud of what I said. I'll have to find a way to apologize.
Yeah, let's get into some lore here. How's it going? So you and Anne argue a lot? Well, of course, we all have our usual friendship quarrels. Who gets the last cookie? Should the tea be with or without milk? Stuff like that. But this particular disagreement goes a bit deeper. Anne is such a wonderful person. I fear she can't see the light she could bring to the world. Instead, she hides away in fear, taking the safe route she knows. She has her reasons, and it isn't up to me or anyone else to decide what she does with her life. But Alethros' mercy, that doesn't change the fact that sometimes I just want to grab her by the neck and throw her out into the light where she belongs. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you got somebody that just feels like the spotlight isn't for them, either because of fear that has been ingrained in them, or they just don't feel ready, or they don't see that in themselves.
About that.
You mentioned Anne has her reasons for shying away from the world.
Actually,
I understand your curiosity, but it really isn't my place to tell her story. I see the way she looks at you. I'm sure she'll tell you herself whenever she's ready. Oh, that's cool! I imagine she may have actually, like, she may have dropped the lore here if you weren't already in a like locked in to be in a relationship with Anne. I bet she would have kind of like either hinted strongly at what's going on or told you directly. So I think that that's actually pretty cool that that seems to be something they're holding there, that you can have that moment later when she opens herself up to you. That's actually pretty cool if that's where they're going. Oh, you know what? I hope so.
How lovely.
Oh, young love. Though as her best friend, I must remind you, if you hurt her, I know several deadly plants that could end up in your in your afternoon tea. Yes! I do love that Quinn is willing to poison my ass for treating Anne horribly, and that is the correct way to be. If you if you are friends with somebody and somebody hurts that friend, you are to use any act of violence within your capability to protect said friend. Oh, Quinn just gets it, you know? Oh, okay.
Are you okay?
So how you handling all of this, Quinn? You look so calm, but this is a demon we're talking about.
Mess.
I'm terrified. No use lying about that. But I trust you, and I trust Anne, even if she doesn't agree with me on this. I refuse to live my life in fear. Otherwise, what's the point? And I admire that. Like, that, some people, like, I think that there's something to be said about both sides. I think that a lot of the times people who are afraid to speak up or not be as, you know, much of an activist as other people, I think that there's something to be said about, you know, having a balance and like, look, some people can be that and some people can be that right now and some people just need some time. And I admire the fact that Quinn's just like, nah, I'm here on the front line and this is what I will do. And some people can be like that and some people can't. And some people need other people to be that for them so that they can find that voice at some point too. That's just kind of how I look at it. So Elizabeth needs ingredients. Elizabeth's gonna help me brew some wards for your shop. But we need ingredients. Can you help?
Oh, you'll love this.
Of course, I'll get these for you right away. This should be everything. Here you go. What? You sure I don't have to travel to the mines or deep into the forest for an ingredient you don't already have in stock? Don't jinx it. So how the forest be doing?
Tell me about...
With all that's going down, have you had any time to work on restoring the forest?
Actually,
I managed to get something together, yes, but I ran into a bit of an issue that's holding me back. And now comes the fetch quest. Issues are my specialty. You want more or fewer of them?
actually,
Preferably fewer for now, but I don't think that this can be solved without getting into a little bit of trouble. Also something I am totally game for. I need for it to rain. You see, the nutrients in the soil aren't the only thing that was removed by the failed ritual. With no plants left to hold on to it, the water dried out as well. A good rain shower would clear the issue up easily, but the weather has been very dry lately, and it doesn't look like it's getting better. So now I'm just stuck here waiting for the rain. I'm gonna make a potion for that.
This is it.
I actually have a potion that might help with that. You reach inside your satchel and fetch a vial for Quinn. This should be good. Well, I guess we did make water stuff, didn't we?
that's wonderful.
A water bomb. Of course, that's perfect. That's interesting that I didn't have to make it again, but I had to make the sleep drought again when we were going to like throw bombs at the guard. Like I did like I had already made like the sleeping potion and the eternal rest potion, but I had to make them again. Maybe we just stocked them in the shop. Maybe like when you just make them at the shop, you don't keep them on you. Which doesn't make sense, seeing as that I literally just brought a water bomb with me to this shop. Inconsistency. All right, this game is like automatically like it cannot be anything higher than a 6 out of 10 at this point with that kind of oversight. No, can't. Sorry. We used to play with these at the academy when we were young. The professors would get so mad. How did I forget? Quinn looks at the vial with a sad sort of smile. You were a delinquent!
Really?
What's this? You were a naughty student, Quinn? That's a surprise. We were all kids once. Things used to be a lot more simple when we were still kids at the academy. I can't fault Anne for wanting to return to that time. Anyway, thank you so much for your help. I'll let you know how it goes.
I have some questions.
Can you tell me a bit more about your magic? How does it work exactly?
Actually,
There are several schools of magic that are taught at the academy. Most of them require knowledge and training, but nature magic is a field that requires a more natural affinity. Our souls resonate with the life force of nature, and from that connection, we can pull or push to make things grow or wither. There aren't that many of us, and we who exist usually live a more solitary lifestyle away from our peers, preferring the company of nature rather than other people.
Really?
Why would you choose to live in solitude?
just imagine.
We just connect with nature easier than people. The flow of magic energy we share makes understanding nature like breathing. It's said nature feels the same way. Plants and trees will grow brighter and higher if a nature mage is near, and even spirits are drawn to us because of this connection. All of which serves to alienate us from our peers, so to say.
Tell me about...
So, what are the other schools of magic?
You know?
Oh well, I'm a nature mage as you well know, just as you know Anne is a tinker mage. Then there are the illusionists, those who specialize in magic that dazzles and entertains. And finally, the menders, those who study the human body and how to heal and cure sickness and wounds. Alright, gotta go.
I'll be off then.
Alright, I should go and get working on those potions then. You got it, Polly.
Take care.
Take care. All right, so there's still... Oh, wow, there's still way more going on. There's still a lot of people to talk to, and there's also an and prompt, but I'm going to go play with alchemy now.
How did it go?
I'm ready.
I got the ingredients. Let's make them wards.
I see.
Very well, then I'll show you how it's done. Oh, we got sunflowers now. Okay, so we need to make box FD TF. All right, what you got? Okay. Do I need 3 ingredients?
Careful now.
Placing ingredients inside the top wheel will reveal... Oh, will it reveal empowered ingredients? Mixing these identical ingredients inside the top wheel, where one is an empowered ingredient, will create one singular ingredient. Be careful when you attempt to combine ingredients, as empowered ingredients must remain inside the top wheel to maintain their power. Okay. I'm not entirely sure I get what that means. Oh, what did I do? Oh, crap. I'm not sure I 100% understand what that means. And why I can't mix now. Yeah, I can't mix now. Can I only use sunflowers? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I don't get it. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. It will not let me mix anything. What? I'm not entirely sure why I could mix this and... Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know that that was explained very well. Because I'm not sure why I can't just mix these. Why can I... Okay. So... Yep. No. Okay. So I need that, and then okay. All right.
Another discovery.
I made a protective ward. I don't really understand at all what that empowered thing means at all.
Well done.
Well done, Polly. These wards should be enough to keep any demon out of Quinn's shop.
This is it.
This is it. This time we'll catch Ronan off guard for sure.
Now,
Careful you don't underestimate him, Polly. He now has a spirit locket as well. Even if it is empty, it's way more dangerous for you. Watch out for each other. And if you want to practice some more, well, I'll be here for
good
you.
luck, dear.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna like probably play around with that a little more off camera so I can understand exactly what they mean about that top wheel, because I don't really get what any of that meant at all. I feel like that could have been explained a little better, because I'm really just not sure what that means. But like maybe the alchemy book, what do you got? Like, what does this say? Yeah, I know that. Okay, placing ingredients inside the top wheel will reveal empowered ingredients, right? Making 3 identical ingredients inside the top wheel where one is an empowered ingredient will create one. What? But be careful when you attempt to combine ingredients, as empowered ingredients must remain inside the top wheel to maintain their power. So I guess if this comes out of the top wheel, it just dies or blows up, maybe. Okay. I'll play with that a bit more off screen and see how it works, and then explain it at the start of the next part or something. I didn't really get that from their explanation at all. All right. So, who are we gonna go talk to? We got the Forgotten Library with Michael and Victoria, and we've got the flower shop with Anne and Caden. Let's go check out. Michael has buried himself in the Forgotten Library. Victoria is looking for clues in the Forgotten Library. Okay. Anne is probably in her workshop. Visit Quinn in their shop. Caden is protecting Quinn at the flower shop. All right, so let's go check out these two dorks. You walk down into the forgotten library. It's easy to imagine how the place was once buzzing with life. Archivists walking amongst rows of bookshelves, working on their next big discovery. Now it is quiet, however, save for singular mage sitting on the floor surrounded by piles of books.
So...
That's quite a fort you built yourself. Am I allowed inside? Michael looks up, startled by your voice. He looks a bit gaunt, like something heavy is weighing on his mind, but it is easily masked by a smile. Indeed, I have built the greatest defense known to mankind. To enter my secret sanctuary, you need the proper password. May I please enter your fort, Michael? I could never deny you anything, sweetheart. Come on, take a seat. You sit down next to him, and Michael closes the book in his lap, tapping the cover with a finger. I've been searching for this place for years, which, granted, in a grand scheme of things, isn't really that long, but I'm still struggling with this odd feeling of, what now? This collection is awe-inspiring. As all the libraries fell, survivors would have brought what they could here, gathering possibly the largest collection of historical records right under the Empire's noses.
Look.
He picks up a book from the pile and flips through it. This is a full record of heirs to one of the biggest noble houses in the central capital, most of them illegitimate by the looks of things. Or, this one. He picks up another book. An account of how an incompetent general accidentally ran his army through a quiet farming village during the conquest of the North. And a detailed description of the hoops the officials had to jump through in order to cover it up. They're all like this. He gestures to the massive collection around you, rows upon rows of documented history. Detailed accounts of crimes and corruption, the very worst and best of humanity gathered on old dusty pages. Man! Again, I know I've mentioned it already, but this is something that we are very clearly staring down the barrel of in the States with things that are going on with wanting to completely whitewash our history of slavery and now trying to make the Holocaust seem like an oopsie poopsie. This is kind of, this story's going kind of hard. So what happens next? What will you do with it all? That's the question of the century, isn't it?
I could live 1,000 lifetimes and not fully understand everything within this library. I came here to find proof. Something that would reveal the corruption of the Empire.
Oh, it's all here!
The truth is what I expected. That the system is riddled with corruption and pain. And they knew.
And did
Everyone
nothing.
knew and did nothing.
Yep! Oh, man! Whoever's writing this story has got a real sharp pen that I was not expecting.
I always believed the more I knew, the closer I'd be to a solution.
No! Sometimes, again, that's gonna just bring you to despair. Yep.
I only feel despair.
When you know the truth and when you know how little you are, how exactly tiny you are in the grand scheme and how much you're worth compared to the machine that is plowing through everything, yeah, it really feels hopeless, don't it? He chuckles, running a hand down his face. You've never seen Michael like this. Defeated.
I guess in the end, Rune was right. I would not find what I seek in this place. No gratification. No righteous justice. Just more darkness. Gathering dust.
Boy, I feel for you here, friend. I really do.
I'm sorry.
Michael, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, your pity will do the world little good. We humans tell our children that the world can be changed by heroes, but that is a lie. The world isn't easily changed by anyone. History is a loop insistent on repeating itself. And again, I can't argue with this when I look at what's happening in the world right now. I literally can't. Like, I cannot find fault in Michael's argument. And once you see that loop, you can either live that life in frustration, screaming at the top of your lungs the truth to people who don't want to hear it, or you can just accept that the world isn't going to change and move on. Oh boy. I know where I'm at mentally. And I feel like if I push him down a path, I'm just kind of like being a Debbie Downer, but like with how, like I know what I would say at this point. It's just like, I am not somebody that believes in the world. I am a pessimist, and I'm sorry. That's just who I am. I just like everything just feels too big for me right now, and I don't see the way out that others might. Maybe that's saying too much. Maybe that's making this playthrough too much of a downer, but that's just where I'm at mentally. Picked the right time to play this game, didn't I?
About that.
You're right. There's not one person who could ever fix everything wrong in the world. But that also means that it isn't one person's job to keep it running. You don't owe anything to the world. It's okay to live your life for just you. You have value. You are worth saving just as much as all the books in this library.
Did not expect that.
You are a remarkable person, you know that? Thank you. He turns away from the safe, looking relieved, like a huge weight has been lifted off his shoulders. Perhaps when all of this is over, I'll get back to wandering. The world is a beautiful place. Perhaps you'll come with me? Why do I have to go with him? I don't know. Like, I've got a future wife. I think I'm good on the adventure part for the next many years. That's fair. Perhaps I'll come and visit then. Share my tales with you over a brew. Now that sounds like a dream. Of course, all these musings are not worth much unless we can succeed in the task at hand. Quinn is a lovely person. I would hate to see anything bad happen to them. And as for Ronan, I still wonder what his connection to this place is. If his plan all along was to steal the spirit locket here, then he must have been aware he needed both blood and your locket to enter. The locket he could steal, but the blood... I'll have to check in on something.
I wonder.
Now you're running out to skip work again? Oh, possibly. Be a dear and don't tell Victoria. He walks off and disappears deep into the library. You leave too.
I'm sorry, Michael. I fear I offended you with my previous comments.
You? Offensive? Caden, you're about as offensive as free cake with your
Yeah!
drink.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing. What I mean is, I'm afraid my earlier comments came across as me suggesting you were hiding behind your smile.
Well, yes. That is the truth, after all.
You... what?
I didn't expect you to pick up on it, though. You are more perceptive than I gave you credit for, friend.
But why, though? What is it you wish to hide?
There are many things in life better handled with a smile. Even a fake one. For what it's worth, I usually don't have to do so around you and our other friends.
That, I'm glad to hear. Now...
All right, let's get that cake!
Picked up on that as well, did you?
To the tavern!
To the tavern.
Lead on, my friend.
Nothing like cake with your friends. to make the world's ills go away. What's up, Victoria? You feeling like a big bummer right now, too? You find Victoria in the library looking at her orb of communication like it holds the answer to life's biggest questions.
I wonder.
If you stare at that thing with any more intensity, I fear it's gonna blow up in your hand. Why are you here?
You see...
I wanted to see what you were up to. I enjoy your company, after all. Victoria blinks and sighs, looking a bit embarrassed. Right. Sorry. I'm not used to people making social calls. She sighs and looks down at the orb again. This is the first time I've ever kept something from the commander. It's unsettling.
Well...
You made the right decision. We need to use this moment to our advantage. Of course, I know that, and I stand by my decision. Otherwise, we wouldn't be standing here. She'll understand as well when we are successful.
Look.
I trust the commander fully. I owe everything to her.
She took me in when I had nowhere else to go. Trained me and gave me a job, a purpose. I will always be indebted to her for that.
Tell me about...
I don't understand. How is it you came to be with Alethea anyway? Weren't you a demon hunter? I was. You continued to stare at her quizzically, and finally she sighs. All right! Bring it out. The lore. Let's go.
Look.
I was recruited into the Hunters at a young age. My family was so proud. Demon Hunters were revered as heroes all across the North, and I had grown up with the stories of valiant troll slayers and spirit exorcists. The requirements to enter are steep. It's rare that commoners make the cut these days, but I was determined. I went through the training, years upon years of studying. I proved myself worthy and was awarded a blade of my own, the mark of a true demon hunter.
Huh?
What happened? Toria looks away with a huff, glaring at the wall.
How about that?
I made a mistake. I ruined a mission by ignoring the rules, just like I'm doing now. It was supposed to be our first real mission, to officially initiate us as hunters. 2 of us were new recruits. We had completed our training together and were so excited to finally prove ourselves. But the demon we were tracking turned out to be a lot more powerful than the scouts had reported. We were losing, and I was forced to make a choice: to save the civilians we were there to protect, or my fellow hunter, my friend.
So...
How does one even make such a choice? Yeah, there's no right choice here, man. Don't make me make the choice. I'm gonna get... Oh, this is rough.
Actually...
I would probably save the friend.
I see.
I appreciate the honesty. And to be fair, I won't fault anyone for making that choice. It makes sense.
Look.
Humans get attached to individuals. How can you possibly care about nameless strangers?
Well,
But hunters are supposed to be different. We are supposed to save as many people as possible, no matter who they are. I made a selfish choice. People died. Normally, I would have faced the punishment for my mistake within the demon hunters, but the friend I saved was born into a powerful noble family. Oh, crap! She looks away in disgust.
so...
The whole situation became a huge political mess. People jumping in to defend me for their own selfish reasons, even though all I wanted was to be judged by my peers so I could move on. Oh, the system kept her from being punished because it was a noble person. I wasn't that lucky. My valiant saviors won their stupid battle, and I was dismissed from the hunters with no punishment. I was disgusted by this display of corruption. I didn't want to serve in such a place, so I left.
Well...
Wandering for a time without any purpose, and then I met Alethea. She showed me that there were people within the Empire who care about equal laws for everyone. To me, she's an inspiration for what every knight should be.
I see.
I understand that laws are necessary, but you need morals to balance it out. I don't think you did anything wrong by following your heart. You would have only been in the wrong if you hadn't saved anyone at all. Victoria huffs in disgust. I shouldn't be surprised that you would look at it that way. Foolish. I know you love me. Aw, I love you too. Victoria lets out an exasperated sigh. Alethros, guide me. She shifts and looks away, fingers tapping against a sigil on her hip. Anyway, now that you know why this situation with the library disturbs me, we should get back to the task at hand and get it resolved as quickly as possible. Also, she cracks a small smile.
I suppose that's all right.
If you ever again intend to come to interrogate me about my past, at least bring refreshments. Hey!
Well,
I'll be sure to arrange a proper damn tea party and extend an invitation. Don't you worry. Victoria surprises you by actually giving a chuckle at that, shaking her head. Whatever. Come on. We've got better things to do than talk about food. You leave the library. All right. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put things to bed there for now. We've obviously got a lot more going on in terms of getting lore. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting more on Caden and more on Anne when we come back. And I'm going to do some work in the alchemy shop to kind of play around with these this new top wheel mechanic and see if I can figure it out and give a better explanation when we kick things up next time. So let's go ahead, boop, call things there for now. And I have to imagine things are going to start moving once we kind of get those last two events taken. I imagine we're going to do those two bonding events, then we're gonna talk to Quinn and we're gonna go make the thing that she needs, and then we're gonna go do whatever. There's so much that needs to be done, but I have to imagine that once we do these next couple of icons, the main story thing's gonna kick in. So I imagine that the next one is probably gonna be real eventful. So as always, thank you so much for dropping by. Always a pleasure that you take a moment to spend some of your day, night, or evening with me, and I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, wherever it is you are, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!